Welcome to Strength Side. Today we're going to go over 2 exercises that you can do for the side of your core. So sometimes when we are training the core, we get very fixated on the abs here, all these muscles that are kind of in the middle, and we forget about, hey, we have some muscles on the side of our core here, and they're going to be very important in controlling your hips, in keeping a neutral spine, especially if you have things like anterior pelvic tilt and you have trouble with core activation. These are going to be very, very critical muscles to keeping you braced and to just controlling your movement, okay? So we have these muscles here, we have the serratus, we have your obliques, we also have this QL down here, and if we neglect these muscles and only hit these abs all day and these hip flexors, then we're going to become imbalanced, okay? So today we're going to go over a couple easy exercises that you can do to start training that core and to progress in challenging yourself a little bit more. So I'm all mic'd up, got the mic on the hat as per usual, and let's get to it. This first exercise is called the baby get up. Weird name, I know, and very simple, easy exercise, but if you have that weak side of the core, this is really gonna help lay a foundation and help activate and strengthen that QL region. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hop down on the ground. If you have something to post your foot up against, like a wall or a big ass kettlebell like this, go ahead and do that. If you don't, it's okay. So I'm gonna just kind of angle my leg out in front of me a little bit, just like so, and I'm gonna pop my right foot in front of that left knee, okay? My elbow is posted on the ground here, right underneath my shoulder, all right? We don't wanna get out here. We want that thing to line up directly underneath the shoulder, okay? Now from here, it gets pretty simple. All we're gonna do is lift this pelvis up off the floor, engaging this side of my core here. But we're also gonna keep that left leg on the ground. So my knee, shin, foot region are gonna stay down. It's gonna look like this. Okay, so like I said, small, easy movement, but it's this side of the core, and if you're weak there, this is really going to help to establish those muscles as some movers to, move my hips in this lateral fashion, okay? So what we want to throw in here as well, once you get that down, is just a little reach forward when we do this, okay? So we're here, we're going to push those hips up, and I'm just going to reach this arm forward. Boom. Okay, doesn't have to be super hard. We're just raising those hips up. You can kind of hold this position. Make sure you're in a very strong position here. My hips are raised high. We're not sagging down. This is activated right here. And we relax. That's the baby get up. To progress from there, we are going to do a side plank, right? Pretty easy progression. So in a side plank, since you've already been doing the baby get ups, you're going to be ready. You're going to already have your positions down. So now we're just going to straighten out the legs. Now, we can stack the feet or we can put them side by side, whatever feels more comfortable for you. That's not really my concern. My concern is turning on this QL side of the core region, okay? So once again, my elbow is going to be directly underneath my shoulder. And from here, I'm simply going to push my hips up off the ground just like we did in the baby get up, okay? We're going to hold this position for as long as it feels comfortable for you to do, okay? Shoot for 10 seconds in the beginning, all right? Try to progress to somewhere around 30 seconds. Now, some things that we want to be sure to not let happen here is for my body to turn either way, okay? So I don't want to get here, be too far forward. That's going to make kind of like my obliques and my abs become more of the stabilizer. And we don't want to turn too far back like this, right? Let those hips kind of sink under us, okay? So one way to kind of establish that straight position where my torso is very straight here is to stick my other hand up in the sky. Now, when I used to see people do that, I used to think it was kind of lame. Like, oh, that's cool, you can put your hand up in the sky. But now I see that it's actually pretty functional, okay? So we're here, raise my hips up, put this arm up in the sky here. That's gonna make sure if I'm reaching straight up to the ceiling here, it's gonna be hard to reach straight up to the ceiling and have my torso twisted, okay? So I'm here, I'm gonna hold in this position, all right? Make sure that this is active. If These hips stay up, don't let them sag. Boom. Okay, so that's too challenging. Very basic. We can take it down to the knees. All right, very easy regression. You're gonna follow all the same principles that we just talked about. Point the knees out in front of you just a little bit so we get a little angle at the hip here. Push the ground away. Boom. Put the hand up. Same thing, just a little bit less challenging on that side of your core. To progress it, make it a little bit more challenging, we're gonna post up on the hand, okay? So everything stays the same. It's a little bit harder to stack the feet in this one, so probably side by side would be good. I'm gonna put my hand down into the ground, so this is gonna be directly under my shoulder. Once again, we don't wanna get out in front of us. Back here is gonna be super hard. So directly underneath the shoulder, boom. I'm always thinking throughout all these variations, pushing the ground away. That's gonna make sure that I'm getting space here from the shoulder. We don't wanna sink into the shoulder. We wanna push away. We wanna push those hips away. Point the hand up, reach the sky. Pray to whoever it is you believe in that you can hold this, keeping this nice and straight, and relax. Okay, so that's the baby get up, side plank, and a couple variations of side plank. Side of the core, very important. That's the video for today, guys. Go ahead and like it, subscribe to Strength Side, check out movestrongnnow.com. We're happy to have you here as a subscriber if you or as a viewer if you're just that. As always, we will see you in the next video.